just everything on real estate. Well, we figure out what price we want. We figure people are going to try to lowball us. So we raise the price in order to compensate for that. So we have negotiating room, right? So we all know though, when it comes to real estate, this doesn't work. That is a non-winning strategy, because what's going to happen, you're going to put your home out there, $50,000, whatever it is, over asking price. A few things come into mind, right? Like, why is that person even going to come to your listing? Right? Like, if you got two houses that are identical, yours is $50,000 more. Am I taking my clients to your property? Probably not. You're missing, and that's where this properly pricing your property, right? Like, we can tell, and these facts are backed up. I can tell you, I've done it a million times. If you're only 10% above asking price of market value, you're only capturing 30% of your audience. Versus if we're 10% below, we're catching 3/4 of our target audience. That's a pretty big variable. That's 45%. Do you want those 45% of people coming to you, your listing, or do you want them going to your competition? You know, so these are reasons why we talk about pricing, why that's important. When we, you know, and hey, I'm having that right now. Like, I had a for sale by owner appointment this weekend. The client wants $350,000 for that property. Of course, I'm coming prepared. I have all the different comps that have sold in the last 6 months. My question then is, so how did you come about your evaluation of price? What makes you say you want $350,000 for this property? The answer came back, oh, well, we spoke to one of our neighbors. The neighbor had their property appraised. It came in at this price, so we think this house should be about the same or better. That makes, I have no way of like verifying any of that information. I don't know what kind of appraiser that person had. You know, quite honestly, we all have done it where we refinance our homes to get some money out. What's the bank going to do? They're going to have an appraiser come out, appraise the value of the house so they know how much equity you have, so they know how much they can provide you. Well, that appraiser that's coming out, they're not even going in the house. They're doing a drive-by appraisal, and 90% of the time, they're not even coming to the house. They might if it's close, right? But for the most part, it's going to be a drive-by appraisal, but not really that much better than what you would find on an evaluation online, quite honestly. So how much weight does that appraisal have as far as real world market value? Probably not much. It gives us maybe a starting point, but none of that is what an appraiser is going to look at. At the end of the day, and I tell people this all the time, I'm like, look, I offer service. Part of my service is to look at the market, see what the market bears. And by the way, this is the same process or similar to what an actual bank appraiser is going to do. So at the end of the day, everybody's got an opinion about what their property is worth. You have your opinion, buyers coming through the door might have their opinion, I as an agent might have my opinion, and they're all probably going to vary a little bit. So what is you guys tell me, what is the most important, whose opinion on value is the most important? I have a buyer, anybody else? The appraiser. The appraiser is the right answer, right? Because you have your idea, buyer has their idea. Let's just say, for example, like this client here that I work with, they want $350,000. Let's say they have a buyer come in and say, I love this place in the bustling metropolis of Grantville. I think it's wonderful. I'm going to give you $400,000. Any buyer's going to be like, great, I only wanted $350,000. You're going to give me $50,000 more. Let's do it. Sounds awesome, right? Now you go through the process. This person has to have a mortgage, right? Because they don't have $400,000 in cash just laying around. you go under contract. The bank's gonna do what? They're gonna send their appraiser out. The appraiser is gonna try to get a value. They're gonna try to justify the price, but there's no way are they gonna go ahead and say, oh yeah, we'll give you 400,000 for that house. It's really only worth 300. Because that's gonna put them in jeopardy. It's not gonna happen. So we need to use the same kind of process that an appraiser will use to try to determine our value. And quite honestly, at the end of the day, the market is going to be the one that determines how much you get, right? Like maybe that house, maybe you do have a buyer that is willing to offer 400. If we come up with an idea that your house is probably worth 350, and that buyer is willing to back an escalation clause up to $50,000 in cash, I'm taking the deal, right? But otherwise, and that's unusual, right? You know, but because otherwise, you're gonna have to go by the appraiser, right? Like, I know you got your idea, I got mine. Hey, let's forget about our egos maybe a little bit. And what does the market tell us? And here is my stats to prove what the market is bearing. I went back 6 months. I looked at all the houses that closed in your school district. They were all within 5 miles or a mile or whatever this radius was. And here's what is sold. Here's a printout of these different comparables. Now you look at that property and how does your house compare to those properties? This is where we need to come up with an agreement, right? Like at the end of the day, you drive the ship. We're going to list it where you want to list it, but quite honestly, if you're way overpriced, and I know it, and I know by putting it on the market at that price point, it's going to sit there because this is what the majority of for sale by owners do, right? They go in way high, the property sits, people come through, they don't get offers, they wonder what's going on, they lower their price, they lower their price till eventually they get to a point where they get an offer. And now they're kind of stuck because you better take that offer, right? Because it's the only one you got. You've been on the market for 2 months. You want to sell the property. That's where that 18% comes in. If you had a strong marketing evaluation process going on where we came in at a price that's close to market value or a little bit less, you're showing value to your buyers if you're less, because the buyer's going to see that and go, I think that's a great deal. I think we need to go see that house. Then as people are coming into that house and they see other people coming in and out, which is something that Steph's great at, right? She does an open house the day that it goes to market. That creates a lot of back and forth. You're going to get some competing offers if you're priced right. However, if you're way over budget, you can bring everybody and their brother in there and they're all going to be bitching about the price. So does that all make kind of sense? So what questions do you guys have for me that might be holding things up? Like, I feel like
You're doing great.
Yep, you're doing great. I feel like my team wants to know what you say when you pick up the phone and how you get an appointment with
okay.
you personally.
Me personally. So I'm very transparent about it right from the get-go. Some people are, some people aren't. But when I call up, like, hey Steph, I hear you're selling your house on 123 Main Street. You got it listed at $300,000. Just so I'm being transparent, I am a real estate agent with Keller Williams of Central PA of Harrisburg, PA. We're right up the street from your property, so we're definitely in the market. Whenever as a full-time real estate agent, I want to make sure that I'm informed on all the properties that might be available to my clients, whether they be on market, off market, or otherwise. So I'm constantly searching, which is why I called you today, to find out a little bit of information about your property. You know, what can you tell me? Like, how is your listing going? Have you had showings? Do you have any offers? And then I listen. You know, I try to get that feedback. So have you had any offers?
Not yet. No.
No. Have you gotten any feedback from the people that have come through to say, you know, what they liked, didn't like, so forth?
No, they come through. They don't really say a whole lot.
They don't say a whole lot.
No, they don't say a whole lot.
What's your take on that? Do you know why that might be?
I don't know, maybe because it's my house, I don't know.
Uh-huh. So what would make your house different that people wouldn't want to put in a profit offer?
Small,
Okay. Okay, small, okay. So probably what you're looking at then is a first time buyer, right? If it's a smaller house, I mean, you're not gonna probably be looking at a family of 10, you know? You know, so how do we go to market then in order to draw buyers to your property? And by the way, like, I'm also a listing agent. Like, has anybody talked to you about price point at all?
oh yeah, lots of people call it, they're all trying to list it, but I don't wanna pay a real.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. Hey, I totally get it. I totally commend the idea of being, I'm an American, you're an American. Like, I like that can-do spirit, you know? At the end of the day, this is your biggest asset, right?
Absolutely.
So like, maybe would it make sense to have a professional evaluation just to see, like, I'm not saying you have to sign anything, right? But this is something I do all the time. Like, it doesn't cost you anything, but basically, I just come in, I'll do a little bit of research for you. I'll see what homes have sold in your area, at what price point. Make sure that they're homes that are similar to yours so that we get a really good idea about what the market will bear. Is that something that might interest you?
Well, I don't wanna sign anything, but you're more than welcome to come over.
Oh, that would be great.
Not gonna be that easy, but yeah.
It's never that easy,
It's
right?
never that easy, but he's actually very persuasive, and so if I'm being authentic, I would have welcomed him to come over at this point,
Right,
truly.
right. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like, I think it's important when,
Providing value, he's not salesy, he's not trying to get me to list with him, in fact, he's trying to do the opposite, which we know sitting in here, we really want them to do. But you're presenting it not as a salesy pitch, and I know we've talked about that in class, that none of us wanna be that skeevy used car salesman, right? And those are great, that is great, what you just did was amazing.
but I think the main thing that you want to focus on when you're working with any clients, and especially with for sale by owners, is to provide value. Value, 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 value. You provide a ton of value to somebody, the chances of them utilizing your services are exponentially better. Right? So, and to be sincere and genuine, this is something that we missed in the world overall. You know, like, there's a million salespeople out there. Some are real pushy, some are repressive, some of them, I think, I know what your house is worth. We were talking about that, right? I'll be able to sell it. Wow, who gives a shit? Right? Like, I don't care what you tell me. What can you prove to me? Which is why when you go to an appointment like this, you're gonna wanna have client testimonials. Here's what some of my clients, if you noticed the paper that I passed around. Now, I didn't include everything that I brought to that listing presentation, but one of the things that I did provide was about 4 different reviews from past clients of mine. And say, well, here's my clients' reviews, how happy these people were. And by the way, there's more. If you go on my website, smallrealtypa.com, you can see all of my reviews. So come prepared. That's going to be the way that you feel most comfortable. Preparation is going to make you feel at ease. There's always going to be some angst about, you know, going somewhere, meeting somebody you've never seen. What am I going to deal with? What am I going to find? You don't know. I had no idea. Like, looking at this property when they purchased it, it was a total gut job. Their square footage didn't match up with what the public record was saying. You know, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm dealing with here. It was a crapshoot, you know, but I went off of what the public record said, and I was able to pull comps. This is a good starting point. Do you know what your actual square footage is? Because here's what the public record tells me. It says it's 1248 square foot, which was very confusing to me to wonder how on earth you got 4 bedrooms in a 1,300 square foot home.
Okay.
So, and they were like, oh, well, yeah, actually, we don't know what our square footage is. And I was like, that's okay. Actually, with what we have going on right now, even if the square footage isn't 100% accurate, it's not going to make a big enough difference in our evaluation to change that much of what I'm gonna suggest to you. However, what I will tell you is we really do want to get that square footage right. So what I'll do for you, I'm gonna pay to have a professional photographer come in. But while we're at it, I'm gonna have them take measurements of everything, so we have a better idea about what your true square footage is.
Rich, how many FSBOs have you converted?
Good question. I have never sat down and tried to figure out that number, but it's over 12, I would think.
Is that one of your main pillars of your business?
It is.
You focus on that a lot?
It is.
Awesome.
It is. And now, right now, there doesn't seem to be as many for sale by owner opportunities out there, which is why I'm taking your class. Because to me, that could be one pillar, right? Not only, you always want to have backups when one pillar kind of trickles down a little bit, another picks up, right? So
What are some other pillars of this?
Expired.
Expired, okay. Foreclosures. Foreclosures, what else? Pillars of business.
We're knocking.
Yep, those are all prospecting. What are pillars of business?
That's the one.
Sphere of influence, the big pillar. What else?
Circle crossing.
I'm gonna find a graphic. Go ahead, Rich. I'm gonna.
So,
find
I mean, that's why I'm taking her class, right? Because I noticed the fact that there's not a ton of FSBO activity right now. So what can I include in with that pillar of business that's gonna be related? Well, FSBOs, expired, pre-foreclosure. To me, those are all kind of under the same umbrella, the same pillar, just different avenues to go after in order to make that a profitable business pillar. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say, being prepared is gonna be the biggest thing you can do to like put your own self at ease. Cause however your feelings are gonna come across during a presentation. They just naturally do. And people feed off of that energy a whole lot, be thorough, so we'll use this as an example. Like I had this appointment, never been in the place, knew that it was a gut job, but I don't know what all they did. Man, I got lots of questions, right? What do I want to see? I want to see it all. My first question to the guy, other than, hey, I'm Rich, was, hey, is it okay with you if I make a video? What I'd like to do is do a walkthrough of the property with you, since you've done so much, like highlight what all the different things were that you did to make these improvements. The video is not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to use this for anything other than my own personal information. I want to make sure that when I put this into the MLS for you, that I'm highlighting all your different features, because all those things are going to add to your price point, So I'll ask questions as we go through, if you're okay with doing that. I'll ask questions about what different things are, what you've done, what you know. I might even point out some things that you might want to improve upon, if you're okay with that. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, let's do that, just as long as it doesn't go anywhere. I'm like 100%. This is literally just for my purposes, and to make sure that we get everything they have on your listing, because a lot of agents will come through and they'll just make notes. They'll write down, this LVP, blah, 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 blah. I've done that. I've just found that this is better, because I can't tell you how many times I'm going to rewatch this video, probably 20 different times until I get it all into the MLS. I want to make sure, okay, well, you've got LVP, you've got tile, you've got smoke alarms in every room, you've got dimmable lights, you've got ceiling fans in all your rooms, you got new windows. I want to make sure I'm hitting every selling point, because that's what your buyers are going to be looking at. So let's make sure we got it all. And I want to see everything too. I was literally went up a 40-foot ladder with the roof. I don't care, I'll do it. I couldn't see the whole roof, quite honestly. I could see the back side of the roof, because I said, well, how old's the roof, do you know? No idea. I went up, I could see the back side of the roof. There was a different style of roofing. I could see that was in decent shape, but I drew the line on actually getting on the roof.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm chicken.
Come on.
And I also went into the basement, which was a crawl space. But I want to know, what kind of foundation do you have? It's an old stone foundation with concrete block on top of it. I've never seen that, to be honest with you. I've seen all block, I've seen all concrete, I've seen all the old stone. I've never seen a combo like that. But it was in good shape, looked good to me. You know, but I noticed there was no dampness on it. There was no musty smell. These are all things that I'm communicating to him too. And I said, oh, by the way, you've got a hole that I can see light out over here. You're gonna want to make sure you get that plugged up. He's like, oh yeah, we definitely want to do that. So as you're going through, you're maybe like, if it's okay with you, I'll tell you what I'll see, and I'm gonna ask different questions. Oh, 100%, I really appreciate you doing that. It's value. You know, like, what can I give you that's gonna help you with your sale? Whether you go with me or not, at the end of the day, you're not gonna get all of them. You're not.
Are you prepared to do 1 or 2 live FSBO calls right now?
I could do a live FSBO call if you'd like.
Yes, please. You don't have to sit up there, do you? You can.
I just need my computer.
But you guys will need to be quiet, so.
Yes.
just
Well,
in
that-
case.
Well, that'd give me a little bit of grace because let's just throw me into the mixer, so.
Yeah.
She's really great at that.
But you're really great at FSBO, so.
Yes.
And the people in this room need this, so.
It's good information. I mean, and it's not for everybody. At the end of the day, if you're pulling teeth to have to do this, it may not be something,
Right, but we don't know until we try.
but you have to try.
Right.
Give it the try, see if it works. But you might be surprised. It might really resonate with you. You know, so what I'll do then is I'll just go on Zillow and we'll see if we can't pick one, right?
Here, I can make it easier for you.
Oh,
Well, then you don't have to scrub against the TCPA, let me put it up. I have plan books, so we can just.
Oh, I have some too, I can.
well, with a for sale by owner, I think TCPA doesn't typically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they're
Yeah,
usually
they're
listed, yeah.
Advertising their phone number.
See, we always go to TCPA first though. Have to check it.
I'll be honest, I've been guilty of getting my fingers back because I didn't do TCPA. I'm just being transparent. Well, he knows, well, it went up to the brokerage,
There you go,
not a call that you really want.
There.
What do you got?
pick whatever you want. Scroll it
No.
down,
No pictures?
um.
Oh, yeah, this is,
Yeah, this
I
is
know what this
land
is. I know what
so
this
you
is.
want to see the picture, you just click on it, so, it comes up a little. Yeah.
Okay,
Little
so
bit of information.
here's 275, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,120 square foot on Oberlin Road in Harrisburg. I always try to do a little bit of review so I don't sound like a complete idiot.
Right, do your research.
You know, of course, this isn't gonna be a full-blown thing, right? Cause I'm getting kind of thrown in. This has only been on the market for 3 days.
So you
So-
keep scrolling, I mean, you could do this the early ones if you want, or if you want to look at ones that have been on the market a little bit. I don't know, do you go for brand new or do you go for?
I'm gonna call it our body.
Okay. There you go.
So on their notes, they have in there, move-in ready rancher, recently painted, don't settle for the ordinary, come see this home with hardwood floors, remodeled kitchen with cherry cabinets, quartz counters. Sounds nice. Ceramic back tile splash, under cabinet lighting, wall oven, built-in range top, microwave range hood, all included.
What is the address? Is it on Zillow?
It's on Zillow.
Yeah, so I gave him,
Professionally waterproof basement with transferable lifetime warranty. That's awesome.
What's the address? I'll put it up on the screen.
1948 Oberlin Road.
Harrisburg.
So Oberlin Road is 441, basically. So when I look at this, I'm thinking they're priced fairly decent. If I always want to pull up RPR just out of curiosity to see. And it just gives me an idea. That's all I'm looking for.
Ooh, I like in the flamingos in the front.
It looks like they light up too.
Yeah, I like it right in front of the little brick.
It's really the concrete brick that really sets it apart.
I
think.
agree too.
Could you bring that up on RPR by chance?
I just not signed up with RPR.
I'll do it.
I am.
Why aren't you signed up?
I'm
with
working
RPR?
on it, I'm working on it, cause I didn't even know
can't.
about it till I started launch class,
That'd be great.
teaching launch.
Oh, my
Right.
goodness.
Yeah,
Price.
I didn't know about it.
It's the same login now, right?
Wait.
It should be the same login, yeah. For some reason, my login was spitting at me and I don't.
I'm just gonna pull it up here so you guys can look at it.
Yeah, what's the,
It's 1948, right?
Yep, right there. Oh, wait, that's not your computer that was it. It was sold in 18 for 140 grand.
The MLS should have the
Nice.
property history. Too.
1948? Oh, you got the RPR?
Yep,
So they're giving it a value at 245.
what did Zillow say?
They have it listed at 275.
Yeah.
Got it listed at 2 So this is fairly common, right?
Yep.
And where they're probably a little overpriced. I mean, but they're in the sweet spot. So
Yeah.
this is definitely a property of interest.
Get it, Rich, get it.
So we'll see if we can,
Get them on the phone.
yeah, I'm not gonna belabor it too much.
So the new,
And I'll put them on speaker.
So you're confident.
Yeah.
That way we can all hear what their feedback is and how I do it. You can critique it.
Make it as loud as you can.
That's max volume.
Telephone number 71757.
So we'll pick another one. So I don't like leaving messages for FSBOs for a couple reasons. If I leave a message and they happen to call me back, I'm not in front of my computer and they're gonna be like, oh, this is so-and-so, you called me. What'd you call me about? I'm like, you're
Yeah.
what?
And like if you've done multiple calls that morning and
Yeah.
like, I had that happen to me before, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be.
You get caught like a deer in headlights. Well, I don't know who you are, you know? So that's why I don't leave a message. I mean, sometimes people will call you back, even if you don't leave a
Right,
message.
they missed
Those are the
call
people you want to talk to
and Rich.
because they're interested. They took the time to call you back and you didn't leave a message. That shows initiative. Like, oh, I'm so glad that you called me back. Don't have my computer up right now. I'll be honest with you, like, I'm a realtor with Keller Williams. I'm always looking at properties on and off market. I'm sure yours is one of them. What was your address? You know, but those are the kind of people you really want to talk to. Let's pick another one. Whatever it is. We'll try to get somebody on the line, right?
You want me to look at some here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Whatever you want to do.
The world is your oyster.
Okay. So,
Well, which ones have you already called?
well, I probably several, but
Have you called Colonial Park at all?
what's one in Colonial Park?
4919 Constitution Avenue?
I have.
You did? Later.
That's somebody else. That's an appraiser calling me.
And not important. 2609 Cranberry Circle. I don't have any nice pictures in front of the house.
So that's what is that, a con, I mean, is that a
It's like a
townhouse?
condo or something.
Is it a townhouse?
Hard to tell.
1948,
Not many.
what does it say? 4 beds,
Townhouse.
4 beds, 3 baths, don't miss this one. Yeah, let's give these people a call. So like, what is the RPR on this one? If it's 4 beds, it's actually 4 beds, that's a good price,
Maybe they're underpriced.
maybe. I doubt it. So max range 235, and where were they?
Well, you could,
Oh, this is kind of great. Ugh.
this is interesting though, because they just bought it a few years ago.
They
So
just bought it in
what
twenty
does that
twenty-two.
tell you? That tells you something right away. It tells you their motivation for trying to sell it by themselves, because they probably don't have tons of equity.
So if they bought it 3 years ago at 175,000. So does anybody know what the average appreciation is year over year for 20 years or whatever it's been?
Is it like 4%?
I was gonna say 4 too, yeah.
It's actually a little more than 4, I thought it was more
Like 4.5, maybe
like 4.5,
5.
5. I give the benefit of the doubt and I go 5 years or 5%, sorry. So if we do 5% and it's been 3 years, that's 15% increase, right? So if we take the 175 times 15%. $201, what are they saying? 213.
213.
So that
What is it listed at? It is listed at,
248.
yeah. Also,
How long have they been on Zillow?
just 22 days.
22 days, so they should have it sold.
Yep, should be.
What's the address on that one?
This is 2609 Cranberry Circle.
3600. Cranberry Circle. Let me just do a quick look at these photos, so. It looks like they probably did put some money into it, or maybe not, I don't know, 3 years. They might have bought it like this, it's not in bad shape, looks like it's in pretty decent shape, actually. Does the public record have that listed as 4-bedroom? Yeah.
Let me log into Bright.
They put a new roof on in 2025. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 townhouse, Susquehanna Township. Semi-finished basement. All right. So I'm gonna take this one as, it should already been sold, right? So I'm gonna call them, trying to find out like, hey, like, do you have offers, blah, 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 I have some clients, the deal. Nobody's answering their phone.
Here's another clue here.
Please leave your message.
FHA, fixed rate. And look how much their mortgage amount was. So they didn't put that much down.
Yeah.
They put the minimum down, so they're probably, they don't have too much equity in this, and that is their motivation for selling the buy owner. Okay, you wanna find it?
Well, that's motivation for their price. I don't know what the motivation is for selling it.
Well, cause they know that they don't have a lot of equity. That's what I'm trying to say. What's this one? Hidden Lake Drive?
Bring that one up. Didn't we just discuss this one?
No.
Wasn't there something in Hidden Lake area that you were talking about? All right.
You knew for me?
Yep.
26 days ago. No, that was Twin Lake.
Oh.
This is sometimes how it goes, though. You gotta just keep looking and calling and looking and calling.
Yeah, and I try to keep a record of who I called and what happened. Because, you know, if somebody does call you back later on, you're like, oh, and then you can look at your notes. It's a pretty big townhouse, 2439 square foot.
They haven't, I mean, I think that they probably got pretty close to the actual value.
Well, there's 299 right there at 300, up to
Yeah.
326.
They could probably get a little more even, maybe.
The estimate shows 295. With a range max up to 311. So what's conditioned? So what do we know are the determining factors of what sells a property in today's market, right? It's price, condition, and marketing more than anything. So if their price is right, looks like their condition is pretty nice.
You know, but
They've got, you know, in a desirable area. I'm not sure what school district that is, but I don't see any reason why this home should not sell.
and how long's it been on the market?
26 days. So they may be under contract. I don't know. But they're a good one to call.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not
I'm
available.
gonna break my
At the
own
tone,
rule.
please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Rich. I'm calling about the property that you have for sale on Hidden Lake. Just to be completely transparent with you, I am a realtor with Keller Williams. I have some clients that I think might have an interest in your property. I really think it's in great shape. You're in a good location. Your price point seems about right. So I was hoping you might be able to, you know, fill in some gaps, let me know a little bit about your property. For all I know, you may be under contract already. So if you could give me a call back and let me know, I'd greatly appreciate that. My cell phone is 717-756-4717. Again, my name is Rich with Keller Williams. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. It's so much easier with what?
For comps.
Oh,
Sorry, I got on RPR.
RPR, absolutely it is.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, they'll show you your comps or their
Yeah.
comps, right? You know,
Yeah,
sometimes our comps are really good, sometimes it really just kind of depends.
yeah, this
I'll
one
still
is
do
showing,
them through bright, but
Here's
this
another
one
one.
is showing 299.
RPR.
no.
Oh,
It's
free,
included.
yeah.
What else do you want me to do here, Sarah?
You're having a license and stuff, yeah. Right, with our Keller Williams, yeah.
Let's try one more real quick.
I got one up right there. 510 Graham Street. Harrisburg.
That's cute.
It is a good house. All brick.
Mistake.
139, 220.
So they're right up near Italian Lake, which is uptown. Better part of the city. What are you saying?
It's a terrible picture.
Really
It's
is.
for sale. I don't know what to expect. I mean, they're not professional photos.
No.
So,
I don't know, their photos don't look that bad to
The
me.
first one was bad. Not like this.
they're not horrible, but they're
Yeah.
not. They don't.
They just closed on this house too.
What are you on? You're on RPR. I'm on Zillow. The Zillow is what you need to look at for pictures. That's not their marketing right there. Is that it?
But
I don't know, their pictures look pretty nice.
no,
Yeah,
from the other one was bad.
Didn't they just buy this?
Yeah, they just bought it.
So it's a flip.
Maybe, let's check,
Make sure it's not an Asian look.
I think. What did I do? Just bought in May.
Wow. That's a.
What,
quick
what
flip if
did
it
they,
is
what
a
did they buy
flip.
it at? 140?
The sale was 140, but the mortgage was 160.
Wow. They're selling for 149?
No, they're
No.
selling for 234.
Oh,
So it's flip. Who's the owner?
Yeah,
That's
that's
LLC.
Yeah, so it's.
What is it?
LL.
Okay, so it is a flip.
Wait, is this an actual listing right now? Oh, okay.
that's all listing office.
No, this is the closed,
Oh, that's.
you're looking at the
close,
closed
okay. Oh,
information from the last transaction.
If you go to the public record, it should have it.
I was just looking at the, right, yeah.
BMJ
Okay.
Enterprise.
Yeah, Enterprise. Yep,
So out of Camp Hill, PK Town.
it's a flip,
Yeah. Definitely flip.
not a good opportunity probably.
Not necessarily. I mean,
That's
that's what I had an appointment on was a LLC,
Over the weekend.
you know. They've been on the market for 23 days. Let's just see how it's going.
Oh, yeah.
Give us 1 minute. Oh, yeah, no worries about that.
Yes, hello. I'm calling about the property that you have for sale in Harrisburg.
Hello, which one we have two listed at the moment?
Oh, you have two. Okay. I'm looking at the one that's 510 Graham Street.
Okay, can we like to schedule a showing?
Actually, so to be transparent, my name is Rich. I'm with Keller Williams. I'm an agent. So I call all the for sale by owners just so that I have an idea about what properties are available out there for my clients, whether it be on market or off market. And I usually like to at least call and try to get some information about, your listing. Have you had any showings? Do you have any offers on the table?
Oh, yeah, showings, yes, no offers yet.
No offers. Did they give you any kind of feedback on why there's no offers yet?
No, usually when people go, they say they love the property, but yeah. The only offers we've got have been from, lowball investors, so yeah, I don't consider this ones, offers.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, as far as investors go, it seems like you're the actual investor here. It seems like you probably just bought it and did a flip on it. Am I accurate about that? It all looks like new appliances and whatnot.
Yes, it's completely new, yeah, with premium finishes, so there's nothing they can add,
I see.
They both completely renovated inside.
Right. So that's kind of where I was going with that, to try to figure out like what is your best client, right? So obviously you bought it at a lower price, you invested money into the property to bring it up to speed. And now you're looking to capitalize on that. So
Yes, exactly.
yeah, so obviously, an investor client is not gonna be your target audience, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right, and you've been on the market for a little while. Have you had any other realtors come through and give you any kind of evaluations on price point? And, because I'm thinking by now, you're in the sweet spot, right? Like everything that I'm seeing now between like 215 and 315 has been selling within 30 days, if not less, usually less. Usually, most of my listings in that price point are on the market for less than 2 weeks, usually less than a week even. So I'm just wondering, like, have you had any independent appraisal type thing done with an agent, or has anybody come through? Have you talked with anybody about that?
Yeah, actually, yes, that's the most calls I receive are from agents, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, talk about that, yes.
Well, that's not a surprise, right? Like we're all doing the same thing, to be honest with you. I mean, is that something that you might have an interest in looking at though? Like to have an independent set of eyes come in, take a look at the property, provide you with comps, see what we can do for you. At the end of the day, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested. And we we have an agent that works with us, so in case it doesn't work here, we're gonna give her
Oh, okay.
the properties, yes.
Oh, can I ask who the agent is? I probably know him.
Maybe you know her, she's from the same broker, I think, Damaris.
What's her name?
And Damaris Rodriguez is her name.
Does not strike a bell with me. Now, now Keller Williams is the largest brokerage in the world, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and quite honestly, it's like, so I'm the brokerage in Harrisburg. It's possible that person is maybe coming from Carlisle or another location. Always best to have a local brokerage representing you, of course, right? But okay, so you've worked with that individual in the past or no?
yes, we usually work with her. So yeah, in case it doesn't work out, and yeah, she knows we will be giving the property to her in case.
Oh, well, that must be nice. Is there a way I can get on that list? I work with investors all the time, actually, so may not be a bad idea. What's that?
Like, yeah, can you send me your information? So when we want to buy another property, maybe if you find something to.
I would love that. Yeah, 100%. What is me? I need a pen and a piece of paper. See how well prepared I am, right?
Well,
Let me write down your name and number, and I'll get some information off to you for sure.
okay, my name is Catherine, and it's the same number you're calling, and it's my number.
Right. Do you happen to have an email address, Kat?
And yes, it's my first name. Well, it's written differently. So it's KATHERINREYES 1990 @gmail.com.
Easy for you to say. Okay, so let me just make sure I got this right for you, Catherine. So it's KATHERINREYES
Yes,
1990 @gmail.com.
yes, you got it right.
Awesome. Okay, Catherine, well, that sounds great. I will go ahead and get some information about me and what I do and all that, and maybe we can touch base again in about a week or so. Is that okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I would love that. Thank you, Catherine. Have a great one.
Bye, you too.
Bye-bye.
Woo! Yes! That was awesome.
Thank you.
So that is the same lady I called this morning.
Is that right?
That's the same lady. So she said she has 2 listings in Harrisburg. The other
Yes.
listing I'm gonna go show my clients this week.
Okay, there you go.
Awesome.
We'll get her in house one way or another, right?
We'll get her.
You're
Is it
good.
okay if I keep this?
It's fine, you make me, but I don't need
Are
it.
you sure?
Yep, it's done, it's closed,
It's hunted away.
And you can burn it when it's done.
Okay.
Any comments on that? Anything that you guys noticed?
Well, like from my experience, I'm usually called expired, but if you're saying I'm not really interested, I'm like, okay, well, thank you for talking, like, and just, I appreciate it, but you have
didn't
to
give up.
in, and, yeah.
Well, and this is how many years? How many years have you been doing?
Well, I've been in sales for over 20. I've been in real estate for 5.
Okay, so even 5 years.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, that was
Beautiful.
what,
That was beautiful. It flowed, it was organic, there was nothing forced.
yeah, that
And
was
you-
what stuck out to me was like,
It just kept
even though like he knew. He had a good idea that it was a flip and then he got confirmation of it, and that's what they were doing. Oh, well, this looks good and, oh, well, I can get people to get in there for you. Not just, okay, well, you're flipping, so I'll let you go because you know what you're doing. No, it's, you're flipping, well, I can bring people to you and get you a buyer and get you the money you're looking for and, you know, what other good things can I tell people? What can you tell me that's good about the property? I can see both of those, but.
I think flippers are great people to contact. I know a lot of people, and I've been guilty of it too. Like I see it's an LLC, I'm not gonna call it. But quite honestly, like, they're actually good people to speak with because they're in the industry. They know what they're doing as far as bringing those houses up to speed, right? What they're not maybe great about is being a salesperson. That's where I come in. So my attitude when I talk with these people is like, hey, great flip. Appreciate everything. Everything's updated. It's awesome. You're in the right price point. What can I do for you? Like, how can we get this sold for you? And go from there. And even if you don't get a sale, now you've got an investor.
Yep.
Investors are always gonna have properties for sale. That's why she said, oh, well, maybe down our next one,
Yeah.
we need a thought.
That was a good joke that you made. It's like, well, how do I get on the list? 2 days later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Like,
so
you got my
that
attention
aha,
there.
I think my biggest aha from that is that it was just genuine.
Yeah.
It's just genuine conversation. You knew where to go because you practiced this thousands of times. This is a pillar of your business.
Yeah.
But you just kept it going. It was completely organic. You didn't sound like a creepy salesman. None of that. It's very organic.
It's creepy.
And it's about it's not the property, it's the relationship.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Well,
property second.
and at the end of the,
Yes.
at the end of the day, if you need to use scripts in order to
To get it.
get there.
Yep.
Do that.
Yep. And then you internalize it, and then you know how to respond to it. Right? He knew exactly.
I've just been doing it long enough that I just don't.
Right.
I
It's like
think
anything else.
Generally,
Repetition.
scripts tend to throw me off. However, I will say there are times where I'll print out like some scripts and
Dollar amount.
I'll just keep them there. So that if I find myself where I'm like, I look at the script. Oh, okay, yeah, hey, by the way, too, what about this?
Yep.
You know, like, that can be a good filler if you all of a sudden develop brain deadness, which happens, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, so use your scripts, just don't read them verbatim because that's gonna come across. I hate that, hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, we did a training the other day with making a video and it was all by a script and I hate scripts. And I'm sitting there reading the script, looking at the thing, trying to keep my eyes, it came across as 100% scripted and I'm like, shit. But scripts have their place and they're great for learning.
They're
And
great
they're
for
great,
getting started and learning for sure.
and they're great too, as a backup to your own self to be like, if you have that moment of like, I've seen your moment, right? I'm older. If you have that
I call it
moment,
a brain fart.
the brain fart moment, right? Then you at least have a question, throw a question at them, buys you time.
Great, thank you so much, sir. You were amazing.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I learned a lot.
Good. I'm available for consultation.